Hey, how you guys doing? Brian here. Welcome back to my channel about doing epoxy projects, things of that nature. It's mostly, like do-it-yourself at home projects, or do small like sample boards. And right here I'm going to show you guys a few tips on to start a sample board. If you guys ever want to make these things are pretty cool. It's a good way to start out before you go out and start your countertop jobs or your bathroom jobs, things of that nature. So here I'm going to show you how to start out real quick. Okay, right here I have this canvas paper. It's like a canvas board, roughly 12 inches by 16. You can get them smaller, you can get them bigger. They make them they make them flat like this. They make them, with a little bit of wood, like a wood edge on it. And it's pretty cool. Start a good way to start to learn to do these things. And here there's different types of tapes that you can use. I prefer the painter's tape right here because it's easy to pull off, and this is to tape your outsides, so that way, once you pour, I'll show you guys later on in the project, after you do your pour, you let it roll off the edge. You want to pull your tape off and then it'll roll off the edge, and it gives it that nice look, so it's not holding it up. So real quick, I'm going to show you. You want to go around it 2 times. You start like this. Okay, so that's one time I went around. I'm going to go around one more time. And get it kind of thick so it holds the epoxy in. Make sure you fold it over in the back and fold it down. And guys, you're not going to get this stuff overnight. And I've struggled with these things for a little bit. And I still do. But you'll thank me later. Alright, so that's 2 times. Shit. Okay, so we have this. Okay, now I'm going to take this. Make sure everything's flat on my back, so we'll have no openings here, so no epoxy can leak out. Make sure you get the back nice and flat. And then on the corners, do something else. You're going to pinch your corners like this. Get them corners pinched. Keep it nice and clean and neat. Make sure the 2 pieces, tape, you went around twice, is stuck together, and make sure that you're nice and tight on the edges here. Okay with that, I'm going to begin our next step. Okay guys, now for our next part, you guys can do this many different ways. You can use many different colors. I myself have never used these colors before. This is something new I'm trying. These are just from a local store. These colors, these are pigments. They're like powder pigments. You can use alcohol ink. You can use acrylic paint, things of that nature. But as you see, you try these things out yourself. You start to learn some new things and see what works best for you. This is metallic. A lot of these, I have several different colors here, so I'm just gonna go haywire. And I got a bunch of little cups here, as you see. Just saw these colors, and then just put a little bit because I'm testing this stuff out myself just to see what it looks like, see how dark it is. See, I have these little cups here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take. Now, basically, the concept here is you want 3 ounces per square foot. So with that, like I said, this is 16 by 12. So I'm gonna go roughly start out mixing 8 ounces in this cup. So I'm gonna go 50-50 with the epoxy. I'm gonna go Put the hardener first. Okay. Put the hardener in there. And, you know, usually on the side of these cups, if you buy these cups, local store, Home Depot, you know, you can reuse them too. They work great, you know. Weighs it down a little bit, you know. Gives a little character, detail, you know. whatever you guys like, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to pour in here 4 ounces hardener. And guys, mind you, when you do this, you want to do this by volume, not by weight, actual weight, you know. So make sure you pour it by liquid. You know, you want to use your measurements on the side of the cup. You know, don't go weighing it on the scale. I've done that, and I think I was off a couple of times. All right, so I'm gonna fill this up and eat. This is my Now, if you're having a little problem with the issue where it's coming out too thick, keep it by the heater for about 5-10 minutes. Warm it up. It'll come out nice and, you know. So it'll come out nice and fast for you guys, so that way you don't have a problem with it, you know. And it actually reduces bubbles too, especially during the winter time when it's too cold. So here we go, up to 8 ounces. And if I need to add more a little bit later, I will, but this should be enough for my colors just for now. And another thing is, under this board is very important. I'm using 4 small cups upside down. What it does is it creates, like, you know, it sits it above the table a little bit, way not sitting flush. Because you want to, you know, after this is all done, said and done, once you have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably put some paper under here, or, you know, some plastic, whatever you prefer. So that way when I pull my size of my tape, I can let it drip down. Yeah, and I'm going to let it drip off of these. That way it's not sitting on a flat table and it doesn't stick to the table or to the bottom of the project. Because that gets really messy. If you guys ever work with this stuff, it's pretty messy stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to mix this by hand. I was just doing a paddle mixer, but I'm just going to mix this up by hand right here. Yeah, I'm not using a whole lot of epoxy or whatever. Plus, I didn't have my paddle ready, you know. I'm prepared like usual. So I'm just gonna mix this up. You say usually 2 minutes, you know. You put a power. If you're using a drill, you know, paddle mixer, you know, 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. If you're doing it this way, mixing it by hand, roughly want to do about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on, you know. You want to get this. Make sure you scrape the sides, get the bottom really good. So make sure you mix that up pretty good. Don't over mix it because you'll create too many bubbles in your projects, and you know you won't even be able to heat them up with the torch later. It'll just stain your project, and you'll see these bunch of bubbles in there, and you don't want that. Even though I'm adding mostly colors to this. Mix that up. Oh, as you can see, I'm not using gloves. Don't do this, please. You guys might want to use gloves. This stuff is not it's not harmful to your body. It really sticks to your skin. I mean, nowadays we're using this for countertops, you know, so it's food safe, VOC safe, it's VOC friendly as they call it. You know, you guys can look that up if you don't know what it means. I'll let you guys figure that one out for yourself. So I'm gonna mix this up here. I think we're about good here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it in another cup. So let's get a cleaner cup. So here, that. I'm just going to get a small red solo cup here. And I'm going to take it from here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of clear resin back in the cup. That way I can use that to start my base pour. You'll see bubbles in this, and if you guys want to, you can torch it along the way. I torture the cup sometimes. They don't recommend you do that, but I'm an idiot, so what difference does it make? I do it anyway. Yeah, do it this time. I'm not going to show you that. I'm not going to show you how to do that. So, I'm going to pour this in the red solo cup. Leave a little bit of resin. This cup here. Base pour. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this resin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pouring into these cups of my color, where my colored pigments are. Do a little bit of time. These are like 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce cups. So, yeah, you pick and choose what you like. Yeah, myself, I prefer these. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do what you call a dirty pour. Yeah, it's where you add it all into the 1 cup. Say I do that. And then you're basically going to do it up, lay it out in the board of however you like it, which way you prefer. I mix it up here as I go. So it's the first time using this, guy, so I'm trying to see how strong it is. Bear with me here. Seems to be coming out pretty nice. So mix this up. I'm gonna mix the rest of these up. I have about 6 or 7 colors here. I'm gonna mix the rest of these up, and I'll be back with you guys in a second. Okay, guys. Now I told you I was gonna finish mixing up my my colors, being I have a million of them here. I'm just getting out of hand. You guys don't have to do that many colors. Actually, it's better, usually better 3 or 4 colors. It makes a nice, beautiful marble looking job on your piece here. So these are just sample boards I'm doing, by the way. And this just get you practicing for the the showers. Once you get to do shower walls over foam or kitchen countertops, which is a big one. It's becoming a big one. So what I'm going to do now is I've got my colors mixed up here. This is all my mica powders. I am going to pour them in this cup right here, which is considered a dirty pour. On this cup on the side, I just have my clear resin, in case I can think of something pretty brilliant later on in the project. It also makes good, nice vein lines, vein fractures inside the piece, you'll see. So, this cup back. Mind you guys, remember to use gloves. Don't do what I do. Alright, so I'm going to pour all these in a cup now. Just when I pour these in, I'm just going to take it, just swirl around in there, and maybe see a little bit in the cup. Doesn't matter what order you get in, whatever you prefer. This is your project. You don't want this stuff sitting too long, guys. This stuff hardens in 45 minutes usually. So you start to see bubbles. You want to get the sides real good, scraped real good. Just kind of have fun with it. You know what I mean? Run around, whatever you like. This stuff later on, man. You really give yourself a pat on the back once you see the job you did, man. Give yourself a lot of credit. You guys might not think you can do this, but you can. It's like a DIY thing, Took me 3 years to get it. It didn't happen overnight. Stuff working with this material, it's really sticky. I prefer to use vinegar to get it off my hands. A lot of people also use 91% isopropyl alcohol, which I also will show you a little bit in the project. It makes great for sails. When you guys do these sails, man, it puts these little bubbles around. Wait until you see this. You guys are gonna love this. So we finish here. Put the rest of this in here. Notice I did it like 3 different rounds, so makes for like a little character. Blue. And I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even know the names of these colors. There's like a whole, I got this thing, it was like 21 different colors on these charts. And it didn't even come with any name. It came on the back of the card. You know, the colors on the mica powders. But now, as I go to open them up, the lids or anything, there's no names of the colors actually on the mica powders. Kind of weird. It's kind of weird if you ask me. So, but wait to see how this turns out. Hopefully, it's pretty nice. You know, if they work out, you know, I'll use them again. Yeah, I'm always down for trying something new. Yeah, that's what I like to say. Try something new. You know, I like learning new things. Try to do new projects. You know, I'll try to get with you guys a lot more. You know what I mean? Show you some things. Hopefully, you guys can show me some new things. You know, I'm kind of new at this. You know, this whole YouTube thing, but I look forward to getting some of you guys to subscribe to me. You know, and you know, and feel free to, if there's anything you would like to add in the comments to help me out, or any questions that I can answer, please feel free to leave in the comment section. Alright, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start off with base. I'm going to do a clear base coat. And it's okay if you see this, like, a lot of times you can put these on upside down in your project to let it dripped out. I'm not really worried about that right now because I'm just trying to get on the move with this, because the way this epoxy is, this particular epoxy has a tendency of hardening up a little quick, so I'm just going to move those off to the side. But you can face your cups down on a project. Doesn't matter if that's a little messy or whatever, that's fine. You know, that's not going to hurt anything. So I've got some this way over here. That way the cup says what that cup looks like right now. That's what it looks like now. You have to see what it looks like once it hits this board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread out some clear. And I'm going to save a little bit of clear in the cup. Just get that even pattern all over. You know, even, I mean, all spread all over the base of the board. I'm going to save a little bit for veins. See what those are about a little bit. So, out here. These things are pretty neat. It's a little spatula. You can spread it. This way you can spread out your epoxy here. Makes it so much easier. Basically what this does is this helps it, you know, gives it a base, and also helps it, you know, spread out more. It also does a background too. If you guys use darker colors, like if you do a black, it'll act like as a background effect. So a lot of times they use white or black on the backgrounds. So what I'm going to do here, you want to bring it all the way up to the edge, but you know, pretty close. Alright, so I'm going to start my dirty pour here. And I'm going to take it from the beginning, however you like. Go over the edge. Go across. Lay a little bit thicker. See, and stop. Took it all the way through. You don't have to. I mean, it just looks better. It looks more real. You'll see in the long run what I mean about that. Gives it a more real look, you know, a realistic look. Once this dries up. And also, you guys, when you heat this up, you can do a tilt. I'll show you what that is. Okay, we're in a little shy with that. That's okay. Try to leave a little epoxy in the cup. Oh, and also, heat this up. A little bit of length in here. Details here.
It looks like wood.
Keep those handy. Right there with the torch. We'll blow torch over here. Just tilt.
Looks cool.
Tilt it. See when you heat it up, if it starts to harden, you can heat it up with the torch again. Do a little tilt. You want to make sure you want to get all your edges too. Make sure you don't overdo it. And then run down. I went a little loose with the colors. You put a lot of colors in here where you get to see what it turns. It's not going to look like this. You guys will be highly surprised what it's going to look like in the long run. And maybe I will be too. I'm always surprised at what this looks like in the long run. Looks pretty cool though. So, heat this up a little bit more. Heat on there. Moves it around a little bit. Keeps it moving. You want to make sure you get all your, see where it's white, where you see the back of the board here. You want to fill those voids. Take a stick like this, just kind of go like this, and this will, you know, it'll run with it. And then, of course, like I said, I left that clear. Remember, I left that clear epoxy in that cup. So that'll definitely bring this out more. You seem that I'm messing it up right now, but that's not the case. So now I'm going to take the clear epoxy and put a couple fracture lines in here. It'll also broaden it up, make it bigger. I'm just going to go a little, something like that. Back. And here it is. Whatever your choice may be. Doing it, guys. Keep with the pattern if you can.
Oh, hi, Ziggy.
You don't have to. Alright. If you leave a little access on the side, it's okay. You can come back in. Throw some of these spots in. It's not a bad thing. Won't hurt. In a little bit, I'll be back to show you guys what the process is. Once you peel the tape, usually you do this, and then you want to wait about 10 minutes, and then maybe 10, 15, sometimes even 20, and then start peeling the tape. You don't want to wait for it to come to a fully dry at all, so that way you're not going to have nothing dripping off the edges, because you still want this to move. This is still moving for about a good 20, 25 more minutes. So I'll be showing you guys that in a little bit. Okay, now with that being said, 91% isopropyl alcohol gives you these nice cells. I'm gonna drizzle on there, put some in your hand, run the project, spread it. You know, make sure you want to keep heat on it too. You know, just don't try to light it on fire because 91% isopropyl alcohol, you know, has a tendency of lighting on fire. It's a little flammable. So, you know, if you guys have any colors left in your cup, feel free to grab a stick. You know, run right through it like that. Yeah, leave nice, cells, nice lines in there in the project. Yeah, for later on. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to peel my tape away. Just going to let the epoxy flow. Right here. And if there's any drippings on the sides, I'll pick that up with a stick and run it right through the project. I'll show you how to do that. Just going to try to pull away from the project. Kind of a unique piece, guys. I got some other pieces, I've done. Just try something new. There's a lot of colors I used here. Looks good for something for a child. Not too bad though. Hands up. Okay. Anything dripping on the side? Come back through. See some drips on the side here. It really makes the project look so much better once that flows off. Come back through. Pick that up. Put it in project. Yeah. These loose spots, loose ends, you want to break that surface tension. See, I don't like stuff like that. See those little circles here? I'm going to loosen that up. Some of these spots that you can see, look around the project, and it's missed. Get in there. This is very messy stuff, guys, so work at your own risk. Like I said, I usually wear gloves. I usually do bigger projects. Just some of these smaller ones, I just didn't feel like throwing them on today. But I will in the future, guys. Safety. They talk about, you want to show, you want to practice what you preach. Basically. Job safety. Hazards, stuff like that. Stuff's really important. You don't need to wear a face mask. Don't let anybody tell you that this stuff stinks. It's strong. It's hurting your lungs. This stuff's not true. It's like I said. You can use this stuff on your countertops. Like you eat off of this stuff. Literally with this, once you do a countertop piece, and then you do whatever you put on top of it, there's a top coat, clear coat that you put on top of it, you roll on top of it. And this stuff is great. When it dries, man, it looks better than the real deal, I think. I mean, this stuff is up and coming, man, in this area, So I'm
What
looking forward.
area is that?
This is the Atlantic City area. I look forward to hearing from some of you guys and getting some of your feedback on this. Tell me what you think. And until next time, once again, my name is Brian, your epoxy man. And that's all I have for today. Have a nice day. Feel free to subscribe. And now I'm in the doghouse, and I'll be out till the morning.